Today we're looking at an article that was put on Screen Rant just a few days ago, and it's regarding the Animorphs movie, the potential Animorphs movie that we've been sort of wondering about for the best part of a year now at least. We haven't heard much from it, but Screen Rant did an exclusive interview with none other than Shawn Ashmore. I'll put him on this side. Pamela's favourite person in the house. Isn't that right?
No.
No? But what about the real Shawn Ashmore? This is the real Shawn Ashmore.
It's creepy, my dear.
It's not creepy at all.
It scares me.
Okay. Anyway, Screen Rant did an exclusive interview with this guy, Shawn Ashmore, and his specific statement is as follows. 100%. Yeah. Again, I think it was about a year ago, there was this discussion on Twitter that I kind of checked out. And I started thinking, well, who would I want to play? Or what could the role be? And it's either an older Jake, that's what I ideally would want to do, is actually play Jake again, but an older version, whether it was a flashback or a prelude or prologue or something. And then there are people who are like, oh, you could play Chapman. People had suggestions, but ideally, it would be cool to play. I was thinking like Stand By Me, the prologue where the character's talking about his past and then it goes into it. It would be cool to revisit that. I think some actors try to steer away from their past or the things that people recognise them from. I don't look at it like that. I'm thankful for all those things. They all helped give me a career, and they're all characters that people still seem to like, and are attached to, and have good memories about. So to me, I don't know. I think it would be kind of fun. Now, let's not be mistaken in thinking that this is Shawn Ashmore saying, yes, definitely, I want to do this. It was more a sort of, I suppose it would be kind of fun to do. That's not a yes, please. That's a, I wouldn't say no. It's like if somebody offered me, I don't know, Chinese for dinner. You know, I'm not saying, it's not like pizza. I'm not going straight into it. I'm going to be like, yeah, I wouldn't say no to that, you know, if it's right, if you've got it from the right place and, you know, I'm happy with the people serving me, whatever. You know, it's not a direct yes, okay? So let's just play with this idea a little bit. Would he be able to play the actual Jake? No, not the Jake in the timeline of the actual Animorphs, because he'd have to be, what, 13, 14 years old? I think that's how old the Animorphs were, roughly, when we started the series. For those roles, I don't think we can pick actors at this stage, because it's still probably a few years off before anything really happens. They would have to be brand new actors. Me and Pamela watched Harry Potter the other day, and all the child actors, I believe it was their first roles, wasn't it, roughly? And they all grew up with the series, now they're household names and well-known actors and actresses. So that's probably the way that Animorphs would have to go. Some new blood, essentially. What would Shawn Ashmore do? Well, some people were saying, or he was saying, he would play an older version of Jake, doing a sort of prelude thing. Shawn suggested playing the older Jake as a sort of prelude. He mentioned Stand By Me, which, is it bad that I've never seen it before? I'm not so sure, so I don't really know exactly what he's on about. But I quite like the idea, because you know how every book starts with, my name is Jake, Rachel, Cassie, and things are always weird, this, that and the other. It would be quite interesting if we got the old crew back together, you know, get Boris involved and Nadia and Brooke Nevin, and they would start each, or they'll do separate bits where they talk about who they are, what they did and why they had to do it. It would mean changing the series a little bit, but of course the series would already be changed to fit it into the format of a movie, surely. How they decide to do it, whether they decide to do it, I don't know. But changing the formula a little bit, where it's all one big flashback. And maybe we start off with Shawn doing something that we find strange and weird. And then we go back in time and we see younger Jake acting like some normal school kid at the very start, and we're seeing these two completely different characters. And older Shawn would give this sort of narration, and over time we see how we get from what young Jake to old Jake. I think that would be quite interesting, and that would give Shawn a role to play. I don't think he would be a very good principal, Vice Principal Chapman. I don't know. Look at him. He doesn't look like Vice Principal material. No, I don't see it. I don't even see him as Visser 3. So I don't see him in either of those roles. Jake's dad, I think, was a suggestion I'd gave him in an earlier video. Yeah, why not? Steve Berenson was of relative importance. You could probably get away with making him Tom. You know, shave off that stuff, make him look a bit younger. They do that in films, don't they? They make characters look a bit younger. I reckon Shawn could just about pull off a Tom. Tom would have to be a little bit older, maybe like 17, 18. How old are you now, Shawn? Probably too old, but maybe. Get yourself a facelift, Shawn. But I think, yeah, Shawn Ashmore, if he does get involved, that's a big name. He played Iceman. 242.
42.
He's 42. Bloody hell. I've just been informed by my lovely assistant that Shawn is 42. Do you feel old yet? Do you feel old? Jesus Christ. Jake from Animorphs is 42. Fuck. Yeah, so he'd definitely have to play Steve Berenson, I think. I don't think we could get away with making him Tom. But I think it's a good suggestion. It's nice to actually hear something about the movie, even if it's a sort of speculative what's going to happen in it. I would love to see the original cast back, even though the original TV series was tripe, utter fecal matter. It would be nice, because those actors were all right, for the most part. The extras were dragged off the street, but the actual main cast were pretty good. And I liked the Meet the Stars book, where we got to know him a bit better. Especially Boris Cabrera, he's definitely one of the... I think he was my favourite. I don't know, he just was very interesting. And now he works in a gym somewhere, doing gym classes, which is awesome. But anyway, Shawn, it was nice to hear from you in that exclusive interview. Got anything else to say to the audience? It's a bit quiet today. He hasn't had his sleep. Go back over there, Shawn. Right, so this has been a sort of semi-movie update, even though it's not technically. I might do another video soon on my thoughts on the movie, so please stay tuned for this channel and everything that's going to come out of it. I shall see you next time. Ta-ra.